Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey guys. Oh, whoops, wrong screen. We can sit here for a second though. I wanted to start early. Welcome back to J is for Justice. I figured we'd start early with this breaking news with what's going on in the Sebastian Rogers case. I want to can't remember who came in and told me, but it looks like there has been a fourth, yes, count it, a fourth RO out on Bullhorn Betty filed today with the Sumner County Sheriff. And this one is from Christopher Proudfoot. Crimson, hello, hello. Randaroo, hello. I think shit is going to get real now. I think that they have made themselves crystal clear.
I want this to be crystal clear.
I think they have made themselves crystal clear. And the fourth RO. Right. And another one. And another one. Why would you assume they're trying to keep things hidden? Things hidden? I think they want her to leave them the F alone. And wouldn't you? Hello, all the moderators. Thanks for being here today. Welcome back to J is for Justice. My name is Jay without an E, and I am your host. You're thinking the green is so they can't see you. So, yeah, I don't know. That's like a green screen, though. Hi, Mystic Butterfly. Hi, Small Town Girl. Hi, the other Michelle H. I think she's done for. I really think she's done for. I don't think that Chris Proudfoot's going to play. I don't think he's going to play. So that is number 4. That's just hot off the press. Hot off the press. All right, let's go over to our other screen so we can get into today's live. That's Crazy Town. All right. Whoo! We have a doozy of a live for tomorrow morning scheduled over on Every Day with Jay. This is going to be a good one because I think we're getting to the bottom of where this is all going, and I've got a lot to fill your ears with so that you can make up your own minds on what you think is going on with TikTok Tony and Bullhorn Betty. There's a little trailer over there. Hello, Christy from Minnesota. Minnesota, don't you know? So make sure you check that out. The trailer will give you a little idea of what we're going to be talking about, because the longer that these people run their traps, the more we find out. You always thought, why didn't he do one in the first place? I don't know. I don't know what the holdup was, unless it was just a matter of him being like maybe he was working and he just got, an opportunity to file it. I don't know. She's gifted steak dinners for shitty behavior and money. And, there could be something nefarious with this this fundraiser they're doing this weekend at the brewery. It sounds a little sus to me, and we're going to get into it, and you guys can make up your own minds. And that's what I like to do. I like to give you the information that I've uncovered and then let you guys make up your own minds and take other what do you call it? Perceptions. If other people talk about it, we get the conversations going, then we get multiple perceptions. So anyway, we'll talk about that more tomorrow. I haven't had a chance to look up the court records or anything yet, but I'm feeling like they're all going to be, the same court date, which is the 22nd. I bet you they pencil in Chris. Hey, Pearl Girl. What's up, Angie B and Jammers? Angie, I hope you had a nice birthday yesterday. Good afternoon, Femme, and Life's a Beach. Captain Ganja, Puff Puff Pass. What do you mean you have interest in where Seth works? What do you mean by that, Adrian? Funny, her video has his name in it today. Whose name? Chris? Yeah, she was really focusing on him. She wasn't scared to say his name. You want to see him at work, you mean? It was nice but sad. I understand. It's going to be hard having those first anything without that. I understand, Angie. I hope you enjoyed your day as much as you could. Life's a Beach. Jay. So did Terry Lynn send you an email about Seth being gone for 2 hours? Because I believe she is saying it, not his job. True. It wasn't an email. It was a text. Good afternoon, Danielle and Gypsy, Barbie in Kansas. Diana, good to see you. Betty has Chris's name in it. No, it was text messages. And just so you know, the context of those texts have all been sent off to TBI if anybody's worried about it. I didn't do it right away because I wanted to be able to, give them context, because you know how crazy it is to like email the TBI and say, oh, hey, I talked to this girl. But, when you put these connections together, that Terry Lynn has connections with one of Seth's coworkers. Terry Lynn has connections with Seth. Terry Lynn has connections with Seth's coworker's wife. So I just feel like there's too many connections there for it to be ignored if she's telling me she has more information. I feel like they need to look into if there's more information or not. Like, I don't want to be the judge and jury of whether she carries more information that may be weighing heavy on her, and she may have wanted to put it off on me. I don't know. Or was it a setup? Like, you don't know. I know you're ready for the Scoopy. We're going to talk about Summer Wells today, and we're going to go over the Scoopy in the morning over coffee, because I need to gather some more things. I'm not ready yet. I'm not prepped to give you the full presentation yet. I don't just click the live button, y'all. When I give you information like this, it's going to be researched. I'm going to pull everything I can to show you so that you have everything in front of you, instead of just getting, like Tony says, oh, little snippets. No, we don't do snippets. Did I send it to the fake tip line? No. But isn't it interesting that Tony is having IP addresses pulled from emails and that they have a fake email tip line? I don't like that. So we're going to put all these puzzle pieces together. And good afternoon, Mr. Scott H. Good to see you. Missing Echoes, it's good to see you. Jammers. I know. So this is something that came out on WBIR Channel 10 2 days ago. I have not watched it yet. I actually put it in my watch later and figured we'd watch it together. And then it includes an interview with Don Wells, I noticed. And then I figured we could replay my call with Don Wells back in 2021. Just 8 days after Summer Wells went missing, I just called Don on his cell phone, and we chatted about Summer, and we chatted about the boys, and we chatted about a lot of things. And I haven't listened to it in a very long time, so I thought it would be interesting to hear him now and then hear what he said to me 8 days after Summer went missing. That was the first time that Don ever spoke out. He had not spoken to any YouTubers. I didn't, capitalize on him. I didn't bash him. I approached him like a creator should approach a parent of a missing child. And maybe there's some creators out there that can take notes. And I'm not patting myself on the back, but it's pretty simple. This is exactly the reason that I didn't get on a private phone call with Tony Mathis, a.k.a. TikTok Tony. There's a reason for that. There's no reason for him to get me on a private call to talk about a missing boy and to have the father on. I've never, ever had someone demand a private phone call with me before coming on my show to raise awareness about their missing child or their missing loved one or their missing granddaughter. I mean, I've had so many families come on my show in the past, whether it be the family member of someone who's committed a horrific crime, or whether it be the victim of a horrific crime, or the family members of a horrific crime. But you don't approach these people with an agenda in mind. I just feel like you can approach them as you would approach anything. Your child's missing. What do you want to get out there? What do you want to talk about? What do you want the world to know? What do you want people to hear? Right? Not all this nonsense, having them up there talking, dirty, nasty, talking about jerking their, you know what. I mean, this stuff is what trash is made of. And I don't want people who entertain trash to be included in our community of true crime cases. They should not be part of our community. They should not be considered, oh, I'm going to get my information from X, Y, Z, or J is for Justice, or, somebody else who brings you facts. Be careful. Be careful. I've been doing this for 6 years, and I'm not saying I know everything, but I've learned a lot along the way. And wrenching parents, all that stuff, it's messy. And there's only one reason that people will get themselves into a messy situation is for that mighty dollar. That's the only way you put your integrity, your reputation, the way that the case goes, all of that on the line for the mighty dollar. And it's sad, but we need to recognize it, right? And that's why I'm here today, not only to bring awareness to the fact that Summer Wells is still missing. It's been over 3 years since this baby girl was reported missing, barefoot, scent ended at the road. And, in my research for finding things about Summer today, I saw a headline from Bullhorn Betty when I searched up Summer Wells and Don Wells. And listen to this headline that I came across today. This will be of no shock to some of you. It says, Don Wells, let's get justice for Summer. Time to get him behind bars. Learn how you can help. ! If this isn't the words of a grifter, tell me what is. Don Wells, let's get justice for Summer. Time to get him behind bars! ! Learn how you can help! ! We've learned a lot since Summer Wells, haven't we? And some of us may have agreed with this back then. But the question is, do you now? Do you now agree with this? I may have cheered it on in the beginning too back then. But is it acceptable now? Do we still accept that? It's vile. It's mean. It's wrong. Because normally people who are, convicted in their children's crimes or whatever they've done, they're not accessible for people like Betty to go and get fired from a job, right? Because the law takes care of them. The justice system, they're in jail. But she thinks that she thinks she's law enforcement, judge, and jury. She got Don Wells fired from his drywall job that he had for a very long time, where he worked in a subdivision. It's wrong. Right. We don't know, Sherry. We don't know what we don't know. And we can't put that on people. Lisa, J is for Justice. Private calls, simple and only, means they want to control what you will say to push further their agenda. Glad you don't do this, Jay. Never. I would never sacrifice myself to do something wrong for whatever reason, whether it's for clout or to be included, feel like you're part of some club. For some people, it's not about the money. For some people, they just need to belong to something. They feel important. Like Bullhorn Betty, she's high on this, I'm important thing that she's not seeing reality. She's delusional with what she sees as reality because she's so high on whatever she thinks she's accomplishing here and what she's a part of here. And what she's a part of here appears to be borderline criminal enterprise. Don Wells should have sued Betty for getting him fired. I agree, Hurt Locker. She shouldn't have gotten away with it. But people let her get away with it because you know why? They thought Don and Candace were scums. And that's why they went along with it. Well, then we get Katie and Chris, who live in a 700,000 square foot house. People can't call them scums, right? So they look at it with different eyeballs. They look at it in a different way because they aren't scumming. They aren't dirty. Their house isn't all fucked up with a weird, staircase going downstairs and all of that. You ride a motorcycle at 53 as a newbie. That is amazing. What a cool thing to just step out of your comfort zone and do. Hey, Shell, thank you. I went over that in the very beginning. Thank you for your super sticker. Oh, of course, there were other players there. But let's not forget who continued the behavior. There may have, JLR was there. Molly Golightly was there. There were other creators there. But do you see those creators carrying on with the same nonsense? No, you don't. You don't see JLR doing the things that he did then. You don't see Olivia partaking in Betty's antics now. You don't see Molly Golightly partaking in these antics now. And it says a lot. It says a lot. She's got all kinds of different dynamics going on for why she wants to seek revenge. She doesn't like anyone. She doesn't get along with anyone. So there's no telling, what vendetta she has against who, because she's never made friends here. So, with that being said, I'm glad that part of the Summer Wells case is behind us. However, little Summer remains missing. So this is not a show. It's like just a brief little report. It's called Appalachian Unsolved. Where is Summer Wells? And they highlight a different case every now and again, I guess. So this is Summer Wells. Let's take a listen.
It has now been more than 3 years since a 5-year-old girl disappeared from her Hawkins County home, never to be seen again. TBI investigators say the search for Summer Wells is still active, and they refuse to call the case cold. In tonight's Appalachian Unsolved, 10 News anchor Brittany Bailey talks to Summer's father.
See, they're not even saying that Summer's case is cold, and it's been 3 years. They say it's still active. Now, what's interesting and what we're going to talk about, I'll hold that. Let's keep listening.
And looks into why the search efforts so far have come up empty.
It's the face that launched 1,000 tips, searches, social media posts, conspiracy theories, and one big question. What happened to Summer Wells?
She could be being tormented every day, tortured every day. She could be locked in a basement with chains.
Now, why would he say this? Appalachian? Oh, okay. I thought it was Appalachian, the Appalachian Mountains. I've always said Appalachian. Appalachian. Okay. Why would he say that with Donna, why? In a basement with chains? I mean, I guess if she's alive, she could be in a basement with chains. I mean, we've had missing people show up in sheds after burying children of their kidnapper. But man, a 5-year-old?
She could be going the rounds with drug dealers. There's all kinds of things, but there is a small bit of hope that she could be with possibly someone who cares about her.
She could be going the rounds with drug dealers? She'd be 8, right? I'm sure every horrible thought has gone through their minds at this point. Yeah.
We don't know.
These are the thoughts that run through the mind of Summer's father, Don Wells.
Damn, look at Don's legs. You can tell he wears pants. You can say it either way, girl. The cornbread mafia. I don't know about that. I think it's BS. I think cornbread mafia is BS.
He says in the years since his daughter disappeared, he's been treated like everything from a grieving father to a prime suspect.
We don't pay no attention to them because they have no idea. We can't go there because that's just a waste of time.
So you can say you had nothing to do with your daughter's
Yeah,
disappearance?
I absolutely can. A lot of times in our misery at night when we can't sleep, you know, we'd befriend somebody on Facebook and we'd talk back and forth, and then they'd come out and say, "Where's your daughter? We know you had something to do with it." And it would just rip your heart out more than it's already ripped out.
Many people have speculated what they think has happened in this case. The difficult part of the speculation is that if we as investigators speculate and focus our efforts in one direction, we're making a huge mistake.
TBI investigators say they have to explore all possibilities, from Summer wandering away to her being kidnapped.
We look for children when most people aren't. And this case is one that we've just not been able to overcome, and it's troubling.
This case has been troubling for nearly everyone who has followed it, including many who didn't even know Summer personally.
I've got little blonde-headed, blue-eyed babies too. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to see her and know that it could have been mine. I mean, it could be anybody's.
Adrienne Kelly is from Ohio, but when Summer's story started spreading online, she joined others from across the
Wow, from Ohio? That is crazy. She traveled from Ohio, and I've never even heard or seen of this girl. I've never seen her as a YouTuber or anything like that.
country in becoming deeply invested in Summer's disappearance.
The only thing that we can do is keep sharing her picture. And someone will know something, and someone will eventually report it. I have to hold that hope.
That hope has been simmering for more than 3 years now. Summer disappeared from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beech Creek Community of Hawkins County around 6:30 p.m. on June 15, 2021. Authorities set off on an exhaustive search lasting late into the night. And just after midnight on June 16th, the TBI issued an Endangered Child Alert. Around 12 hours later, that was upgraded to an Amber Alert, which is still active today. In the days that followed, crews searched more than 3,000 acres using helicopters, planes, drones, and scent tracking dogs. Then, in June of 2023, 2 years after Summer went missing, the TBI released an enhanced age progression photo of what Summer might look like. Today, she would be 8 years old.
We have thrown everything that we know to throw at this case, and we haven't had the answers that we need yet. We know we'll get them, but we don't have them today. When I see the picture of Summer Wells, I see my daughter. And I can tell you that if my daughter was missing, I would sure hope that somebody was looking for her every day.
Do you feel like you'll ever see your daughter again?
Eventually. I don't know about in this life, but eventually, yeah.
You may remember back in July of 2021, the Department of Children's Services confirmed Summer's brothers were removed from the home. Don Wells tells 10 News he and Candace recently signed over their parental rights to the boys. We did reach out to DCS for comment, but we're told DCS could not release case-specific information. We also reached out to the Hawkins County Sheriff for this story. The sheriff declined an interview, but said the case is still a priority and will continue to be until Summer is found.
If you have any information on this case, you can contact the East Tennessee Valley Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen.
You want to know how to take a better shower? Stop using soap. If you want to
Oh my God, this lady is nuts with her ads. So I just put a poll up. What do you think happened to Summer? Do you think she walked off? Do you think she was kidnapped, taken? Do you think she was possibly sold or traded for drugs? Or do you think there was some kind of an accident that was covered up? So I think it's really interesting, that last part about him saying that they signed over their rights. So this tells me a little clue into something, okay? I think that there's a lack of evidence of what happened to Summer, obviously. I think that there's a possibility that the Wells were not charged with child neglect or child endangerment or anything like that, because we know they had grounds to take the boys. But I think that them doing that, the Wells doing that in exchange for no charges on the child neglect or child abuse or whatever that was. They did sign them over a while ago, but we didn't know. We didn't know that. So I think that's why everybody's frustrated. Like, why weren't they charged with neglect? Why weren't they charged with child endangerment? Why weren't they charged with, child abuse? I think it's because they made a deal. And I think that deal was to sign those boys over so that they can get them the help that they need and let them be adopted out. That's what I think. No charges because they signed their rights over. And it's like what happened with Candace in Wisconsin. The same dealio. Candace signed over her rights to her daughter and her son so that she wasn't, prosecuted fully. It was a deal. It was a deal. So, how old are they now? I don't know. Let's get into my call with Don, because I learn all about the Wells. I learn about them because I ask them questions, and this is what I'm talking about. There's some creators who like to do interviews with parents, and they get into, talking sexual and all this weird stuff. And it doesn't have to be done. That can really be done and someone doesn't get charged for abuse. Sure. If it means protecting those boys, if they don't have evidence to charge them with, Summer's disappearance or anything like that. Yes, absolutely. Summer's brothers know what happened to her, possibly. Yeah. That could be too. Their time was up. Yeah. Okay, so this is, again, 7/3 of 2021. I don't even have a description. But I called Don, and he agreed to come live. He acted like he didn't want to, hold anything back. I said, we can pre-record. We can, do this live, whatever you want. He said, no, we'll do it live. He was like, fuck it, we'll do it live, Jay. And I really didn't, and there were really no red flags for me, other than, some things that he said, like, I'll see her in the resurrection and stuff. But I just talked to him. I just bounced off what he was saying. We didn't talk about his pecker. We didn't talk about their sex life. None of that stuff, dude. Like, you should not be talking about that with parents of missing kids. Shadow Hill's grandma, I can't roll with that. I can't roll with LE and TBI being corrupt. I just can't. Why would LE and TBI being corrupt, why would they cover up for Don Wells? Doesn't make sense. They want to find that girl as much as we want her found. Believe that. The TBI brings home missing kids, runaways, trafficked kids all the time. give them the credit that they deserve for doing such a heinous job, having to deal with these predators, prying these young girls and boys out of the grips of predators. And you're going to sit here and call them corrupt? That's gross. Gross stuff. All right, here we go. Donald Wells, July 3rd, 2021. Oh, welcome to J is for Justice podcast. Skip that. You guys, he's going to answer questions and talk to us openly and candidly. And without further ado, I'm just going to add him right here. All right, Don, we are live. Are you there?
Yep, I'm sure.
All right. I just want to make sure everybody
how's the audio,
that's
guys?
Watching can hear Don okay?
How much should good car insurance cost you a month? $80? $120? Nope.
Uh-huh.
So I want to thank you, Don, for taking some time out of your day to talk to me. I know a lot. We just talked quite a bit on the phone, and it'll probably be a lot of repeat things that we already talked about, so I apologize. So yeah, thanks for taking the time out to do this. So why don't we start? I know since we talked about this, we were kind of all over the place in our conversation, but why don't you tell me a little bit about when you found out that you and Candace were having a girl?
Well, I mean, I was excited or anything, but I didn't expect anything like what I got. She's been a little angel, and she has just been so awesome, you know. I just didn't expect anything like that. I didn't expect her to just cling to me for the first 18 months, 2 years, I don't remember, but she wouldn't go to nobody but me, and I didn't expect that. That was just so awesome.
Yeah. And you were saying, you know, you had that bond with her, and she just was Daddy's girl.
Yeah, I could just say one word in a bad tone or something, and she would just break down and bawl, and I'd have to just, Summer, I'm sorry, I have to tell her sorry, 10 times, but anybody else say anything to her, it didn't bother her whatsoever. But me, she just, I don't know, I'd tear her up if I said anything to her. So this is just killing me for her being gone. It's literally just so hard.
I know. I can hear it in your voice, and in your interviews, I could see it on your face.
Yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about the interview that you and Candace just did. And you know, some of the rumors and speculations that are being talked about. First of all, let's talk about drugs. I mean, let's just get it out of the way. Let's just get it out of the way. Is your wife currently on any drugs?
Zero. No.
Nothing for anxiety, nothing.
Nothing. No.
Okay.
I mean, she's even trying to quit drinking at this point, because of the church, and everything like that.
Right.
So she's trying to give up everything.
Right.
And,
So your religion, your Seventh-day Adventist is your religion, and you were telling me that you were raised as a Mormon, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So how long have you been practicing the Seventh-day Adventist religion?
Well, I read Ellen White's book, years ago, but it's just been a slow process. And eventually, one day I thought, I'm going to go to the church, because I was looking on YouTube and I was checking out the Bible Flock Box. And then I eventually found out that he was a Seventh-day Adventist. And he says, you need to go to a Seventh-day or a Saturday going church. And he said he recommended a Seventh-day Adventist. So I checked that out. I thought, I'm just going to go one time. And so it's been, over a year and a half. We've been involved with that church. I've been going ever since.
It's been the same church, you guys.
Yeah.
And that's the church where Summer has bonded with a lot of the members.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about that, how she would be at church and what she would do?
Well, people, they'd always, at first, they'd try to, you got to sit down and everything, but she refused. She would go from people to people to people, and, You can see in some of the videos, where she goes to Robin on stage and asks her to pick her up, and she would every time, just.
Everybody just loved her.
Yeah, everybody kind of give up on the idea of having her sit still. Yeah.
They just knew that was how she was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It is.
All right. So a little bit more about that interview. I know a lot of people are reading, looking at you guys, what you say, what you do, how you look, everything else,
Right.
Is there anything that you want to say to the public that you haven't been able to, or you haven't been able to convey in the interviews that you've done?
Not really. Just trying hard to, be a commandment keeper. Especially, I've been kind of lukewarm, and since this has happened this summer, I promise God, no matter what the outcome, I'm going full bore to commandment keeper and doing everything I can, because I want to be with my church family, all my fellow human beings and commandment keepers in the resurrection. I want to be there, and I want to see my kids there, and anybody, who's wanting to do the same thing,
Okay, and you mentioned the resurrection. I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to ask you a question about that before we move on. In an interview that you did, I think it was an interview you were standing and your son was next to you. You had your arm around him.
Yeah.
They asked something about Summer, and you said, well, we believe in the resurrection. So what did you mean by that?
Well, what I meant is if she's not found, or in the worst case scenario, for my own sanity, like if it wasn't for my beliefs in this stuff, I would have lost it long ago.
Right.
I mean, there's no way I can handle this without God. There is no way.
Right. Okay, so do you look at these comments different now than you did then? He's saying he'll see her in the resurrection. But then he explains to me, and I don't think I ever caught that before, that he said, for my peace of mind. For my peace of mind. Some of you may think he's full of shit. But do we not give people a chance when their children initially go missing? You got to remember, his daughter's been missing for 8 days, right? I mean, just keep an open mind. I think we were not open-minded enough in the beginning, and I think we need to learn to keep that open mind. I mean, I do, anyways. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself. Right.
I know that the weight of it and gravity of it's way too much. I know there's no way, but so I have to put my trust in God and pray and beg that He'll bring her back, hopefully. But worst case scenario, there's the resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'll see her there. I mean,
a lot of people thought that you sounded very just like you had accepted that.
Well, I'm just accepting that God is in control.
Okay, this is how Don behaved before he started getting bashed. This is before Don started getting bashed and having titles like Don Wells, Let's Get Justice for Summer, Time to Get Him Behind Bars, click here to learn how you can help, Bullhorn Betty. You POS. You POS. They were going to that church for 1.5 years. That's the facts, Jack.
Not me. When you got half the country's police force out here, with all these helicopters flying for days on end and heat-seeking airplanes at night, and half the country's, police force and all these other outfits here, and they can't find her, and they're powerless to find her. But God knows where she's at, and I have to put my full faith in Him.
So what you meant by that was just you're putting your faith in God and that she's going to be okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that she's going to be okay, because she could be anywhere. It's hard. We don't know. Nobody knows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'd say a parent's faith and what they do might impact God's judgment in the end, no matter what one of your children go through. I mean, say, for instance, one of your kids overdoses on drugs or something, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation.
Absolutely.
But I think God will consider, hopefully, what their parents do. And
okay, so he gives an example of a child overdosing on drugs. When your child overdoses on drugs, I think God will consider, hopefully, what her parents do. He says her. He didn't say, he says, if your child overdoses, then he says her.
Say, for instance, one of your kids overdoses on drugs
One of your kids, but then he references her.
or something, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation.
Absolutely.
But I think God will consider, hopefully, what parents do and what, stuff like that, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if she is forced to do drugs and grows up in this negative way or this negative country or who knows what, and and she gets killed or whatever, and she's not in the church. I wasn't able to bring her up to church like I wanted to. So what if,
Right, but it's kind of like what we talked about on the phone before. Like,
right.
she's the little innocent kid,
Right.
She's a little innocent kid.
And God, and the good thing about that, Jesus being the judge, he's also your lawyer.
Right.
So definitely, I'm going to do everything.
Hold on. JPL, I was married to a contractor for 15 years, and I can tell you right now that my kids were definitely on job sites. They were definitely on job sites. And they learned a lot being on those job sites. That's for sure.
I can, to sway God and to, well, you can't sway God, but I mean, I'm going to.
Right. To get your message to him.
Do right. And to do everything I can for my kids' sake, yes. She's got my heart so bad that that's all I want to do. That's all I can think about. I read scriptures. And
What are you and Candace and the boys spending your time doing right now?
well, right now we're at the swim park thing, whatever it is, and kids are playing and having a great time. But me, I'm just sitting here watching them till we leave.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you just have that sick feeling in your stomach, just constant.
I don't think it's gonna go away.
I'm so sorry, Don. I really am. I know this is really super hard, and you're doing a great job. You really are.
Thank you.
Okay, so can we go to that day? Can we go to June 15th now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I know Hunter's mother did an interview with another YouTube channel where she spoke about Candace coming and picking up Hunter and asking if he wanted to go fishing that day with Summer.
They've been kind of friends, for a long time. Inviting them out to our house where they could play because, where they were living, it was pretty bad. But
so Candace and Hunter's mom were friends?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And all the other kids that they have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have several other kids, and but Hunter wanted to go to the lake. He was going to go swimming while they was waiting on her to fill her prescription or whatever. They're always doing stuff with Summer, as you can see in the pictures, going here and there. But I'm always at work to support everything, which is fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you're a hard worker. You work and you do drywall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard job. That's physical labor.
It takes all your time, for sure.
Absolutely, especially when you're raising a big family like you guys have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got quite a few. How many of you guys have? 4, right? 3 boys and Summer.
Yes.
Yep. I had 3, so I know you got your hands full there.
Right.
So, so she goes over, but were her and Hunter's mom on good terms at this time, or were they?
Yeah, they were, and I don't understand why. Well, something to do with that little girl, Trudy, was supposedly having sex with a 12-year-old, and
now who is this?
That's with one of their daughters. That's these people, Hunter's sister.
Oh, Hunter's sister. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
It was like having sex with a 12-year-old, and she wanted my wife to lie to the police about it, and my wife ain't gonna lie to the police. So she.
Oh wow.
This is where all this. She got mad about it, and they're trying to do everything they can to hurt us at this point.
Oh, I see. Okay, so at the time, though, on the 15th, when Candace went over there, they were cool. They were all right.
Right, exactly.
And then, so she went to see the mom. I'm sorry, I don't know her first name. What's Hunter's mom's first name?
I can't remember.
All right. We'll just call her
Sherry.
Hunter's mom.
Sherry or Allie, I don't.
We'll just call her Hunter's mom.
Okay.
Okay, so she goes over to see Hunter's mom, and then she asks Hunter to go to the state park with them. Who was all with Candace?
Candace's mother.
Okay.
Summer, Wyatt and Waylon, and Wyatt, Waylon, Josie, the three boys. And,
so all the boys were there too.
Well, either that or the boys stayed here. I'm really unclear on that for sure. I'm not sure.
I know it's been tossed around that the boys.
Yeah.
Okay, this was a red flag for me that he wasn't sure where the boys were that day. He wasn't sure where they were, and as of RE job sites, it doesn't matter where you take your children. Keep an eye on them. Make sure they're safe wherever they are. Allie's kids are the proof. I don't know about that. Right there. And everybody was like, why were the boys at home? And she's taking this 15-year-old boy to the state park with Summer.
Right. Yeah, I'm unclear on that. I really don't know for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you, being honest that you don't, that you're unclear.
Course.
Okay, so but he does go with Candace to the state park.
Yeah.
And Summer's there, and they swim. And you could see Candace doing something stupid like taking her daughter to Allie's versus the hospital because she was afraid of getting arrested. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he acted like he didn't know Allie. He didn't want to align with her. Hey, other Michelle. Enjoy work. But then again, Summer and Hunter were left in the hot car for about an hour when Candace got out for milk. Yeah. Now, just to say, if he started talking about his private parts or sex or was getting, even remotely like going there, I would have, turned the conversation back to Summer. And if it didn't stop, I would have ended the interview. Okay. You don't let people, and I'm not saying he did. He was completely genuine this whole time. He acted the same. But we've seen other creators entertain parents of missing children and their sexual innuendos more than once. It's wrong. It's gross. And it doesn't belong here on this platform. It does not. It doesn't belong next to a missing kid's picture. It doesn't belong anywhere near it. That should be shut down immediately. And they fish or they do whatever, right?
Right.
Okay. So that's like a normal place they usually... No, Lisa, you just heard him. 8 days after Summer went missing, he couldn't recall where the boys were. This is 8 days in. This is the very first time Don ever spoke to anyone. Anyone. He wasn't tainted by YouTube just yet. Go swimming?
Yeah, it's real shallow there. It's pretty safe.
Yeah, it looked like Summer when she was standing. It was like her waist.
Yeah, it's pretty safe there.
Okay, so then she drops Hunter off at his house.
Right.
That afternoon at like 2:30 or whatever the time. 2:30.
Picked up her prescription. That's why you see Summer asleep in the back of the truck there, because she just stuck it out.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to ask you about. That picture.
Yeah.
So she's back there and she's JPL. Then why are you here listening to it? Are you just here to derail to try to distract my chat? Why are you here? If it's ridiculous to listen to this 3 years later, why the fuck are you here? What you here for? Make yourself known who you really are and tell me why you're here. And let's just get it out of the way.
Psychopathy?
If not, shut the fuck up. If you think it's ridiculous, see your way out the door and hit the thumbs up on the way out. But if you can be nice and listen, and not be an asshole, you can stay. Someone had put a side-by-side of her hands.
Yeah.
Did you see this on YouTube?
I heard some about it.
Yeah, I know you've seen some of the stuff.
I didn't pay no attention to it, though.
Yeah, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to the hand thing, but I did, I looked at her in the back seat, and she's got like the couple gallons of milk, so I'm assuming they went shopping or went to the store to get some groceries or, some milk, and she's kind of, just leaned against it. Looks to me like she's sleeping.
Yeah, definitely.
And Candace took a picture of her sleeping.
Right.
Is that a picture or is that a TikTok video? Something like that.
Picture, I think.
Okay. So she takes this picture, and this is on the way back from swimming.
Yeah.
All right. So then Grandma, Summer, and Mom go home, and they're outside in the garden.
Yeah. They said they're planting flowers, but actually it was some kind of like cactus flower.
It was some kind of cactus flower, he says. Oh, boy. We got to play this.
She said, we came home. We planted flowers.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. They were tinkering around in the yard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're outside, and then Summer's outside playing, and the boys were all inside, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then Summer says, I want to go inside with the boys.
Right.
So she goes in. Mom walks her like halfway to the house.
Yeah.
And she goes in.
Watched her go in the door. Make sure she made it to the door. And then,
So she actually physically saw Summer walk through the door.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then Summer goes inside, and Mom stays outside with Grandma.
Yeah.
Okay.
She helped her get her brace on her knee, and then, about 2, 3, 4 minutes, who knows, come back in the house, and she asked the boys, where's Summer? Well, she went down to play with her toys. So she hollered twice for her. She didn't answer, so she went down there looking for her, and we never seen her again.
So she had a toy, like her toys were downstairs in your basement?
It was her and Waylon's room down there.
Oh,
And we had
okay.
the boys sleeping upstairs. And some of the boys have a bad habit of leaving that basement door unlocked, too. And
I'm sure they're probably up and down since bedrooms are down there. That's got to be hard to keep it locked.
So if someone abducted her, we don't know if they come in the basement or if Summer might have stepped outside and walked around the back of the house.
Okay, so, do you guys have dogs?
Yeah, but they don't know when. They bark at dumb things and don't bark at others.
I know how that goes. I've had dogs like that too. What kind are they?
They're just, people, we've had a few good dogs. People steal those and dump off the ones they don't want. We've had several that were just severely old and could barely get around, and they just die. People just dump off dogs all the time there.
Aw, sometimes those are the best ones to get, though, Don.
Yeah.
The ones that everybody else doesn't want. Aw, that's sad. But do you think so? You don't think the dogs would have like alerted?
Well, I've driven
if someone
several times and they don't even know I'm there. I've had to, I walk in the door and they didn't even know I pulled up. Somebody could have drove up. It could have been an opportunity with someone seen her. It could have been someone she knows.
I think it's fair to say that not all dogs are territorial and have that demeanor about them. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's fair to say that, your dogs could have just looked at somebody if they walked up and walked in your house.
Yeah.
Yep. And you were telling me about like the road you live on is a dead end. Can you kind of describe how you did for me, like the traffic that comes in and out of there?
Yeah, there is a lot of drug traffic. People come in from all hours of the night, going down the road looking for pills or meth or whatever it is they're looking for. And we've caught them. My neighbors have caught them several times.
Yeah, you know who that is down the road that he's talking about? The dealer? Ziggy, the YouTube creator Ziggy. That's her new husband. She went ahead and married Donwell's old neighbor.
Park in our driveway, and they'll, run them out and say, "Go do your damn mess somewhere else or whatever,"
Yeah.
So that makes them mad, and they'll come by the house and burn rubber and raise all kind of heck and all this stuff. So we've had problems with them before, but lately we've had zero traffic here lately.
It's slowed down. Well, ever since summer, ever since that.
There's been nothing since then.
So so your road, is it, I mean, I just see like, the clips I've seen on the news, and it looks like you live in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so how many neighbors do you guys have?
Well, it's hard to see them, with all the trees and everything, but we got neighbors, all around us, really. I mean,
but you can't see them from your house.
I mean, we got John who lives in a trailer about 500 yards away. Our neighbor's about 250 yards away.
Everybody is really spread out.
A lot of these guys are really good people.
Right.
They've never had an abduction off of Beech Creek before.
And I'm sure they've interviewed all the neighbors and everything, and all the. There was several sex offenders in the area. True, correct?
Yeah. They checked all those out and everything. Yeah, and we put a lot of pressure on the drug traffic, trying to get names of everybody who's been through there and stuff like that. And so, and it's, as far as we can tell, it's none of them.
Right. Okay, so I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. So let's go back to the 15th. Because I really, and that's the thing I want to let everybody that's listening know, is that I want to keep this about Summer, and I know you want to keep this about Summer.
Absolutely.
And I just want to get the, whatever you can clear up about that day is awesome. So. So Candace realizes, oh my gosh, Summer's gone. She calls you, freaking out.
Yes.
And what did she say? I can't find her.
She says, I can't find Summer. I says, okay, hang up from me and call 911. So she did that. She had to go get her mom's phone because we live in the country. And so when she hung up, I called 911, and they transferred me to Hawkins County. And I threw the rest of my tools in the car. And
so see how Don says he called 911. He was in Johnson City or whatever. He called 911, and they transferred him to Hawkins County. Now, remember when Chris Proudfoot said, if he would have called 911 from Memphis or wherever he was, he would have had to been rerouted. So he's saying, I bypassed that, right?
I beat all the police there. We were about 45 minutes away. I probably made it.
You got there first.
Yes.
And when you got there, what was going on?
When I got home, I drove to the bottom property and drove all the way to the bottom of the creek. First thing. And I seen my sons out looking everywhere, and my neighbor, and my heart dropped. I knew right then I knew right then she was abducted. I knew it. And then when the cops started showing up, everything, I tried telling them that, but they weren't listening to me. And the whole roads got blocked up, driveways, everything got blocked up.
You couldn't even leave. You
couldn't leave, couldn't do nothing, and they weren't listening. I tried to tell them that she was abducted, and they
Were they honing in on you at that point?
They started, searching and me and my wife and searching the area and started going out on foot everywhere, stuff like that. But it must have all happened so fast for you. Yeah.
I'm sorry I cut you off. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I just have so many questions running through my head of everything that I've read and seen.
Yeah.
So you get home and it's just probably utter chaos.
It really was.
And then everything the authorities come in and it's just boom, they're all in your house. So they start searching your house immediately.
Yeah.
And they're in there like CSI style.
Well, they come in, I think the next day, CSI, and collecting all sorts of evidence and stuff, tearing the house apart, looking for stuff. And everything, like a criminal investigation, which, that's fine. It's fine, they're going to do that,
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely. They bagged up a lot of her clothes. I think the second or third day they started bagging up all her clothes and anything, all kind of stuff.
So sad. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's just part of it,
Yeah, but it shouldn't be anything that ever happens to any.
One of the parts that was really eerie to me is one of the officers said that there was a yellow car, 4-door, that was just flying out of the area that he passed, and he said he couldn't turn around because he had to go to call, you know, to
He was
our
getting
house.
called to your house for a
Right.
missing.
So he couldn't turn around and go after this person, and she could have very well been in that vehicle
Holy smokes.
because he was really flying.
So he made
Yeah.
mention of that. So that
Yes.
could
To
possibly be.
another officer, and
Wow.
I overheard it or whatever, and that just has been haunting me ever since. A yellow 4-door car or some sort. I don't know.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you live on a dirt road or is it paved?
Well, no, our driveway is dirt up our driveway with we have it goes around the house, you know. But,
Oh yeah, because you guys are set back from the road.
Yeah, Ben Hill Road is paved, but it's a dead end road. But, yeah, our driveway is dirt, gravel, and so.
So did this cop say anything about like whereabouts the car was?
It was headed down Beech Creek Road towards Rogersville, I believe.
And that's pretty close to your place.
Well,
Or not?
Beech Creek Road's a pretty long road. But I'd say, you know, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, would it have been
It
like
was-
10 minutes or, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure on that where it was at.
oh,
but,
where it was at on that road.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I don't know.
insane. Have you asked
Yeah.
them about that again?
No, we're not talking.
They're not giving you any info.
And if you try to talk to one of them guys, you know, usually it's like, well, I'm just a little guy. They don't tell me no. They're all
Yeah.
tight-lipped about everything.
Yeah, and they have to be. They have
I
to
get
be, and I
that.
get it too.
Yeah,
But for
right.
you, it's got to be super frustrating
Yeah, for sure.
to not know if they know anything, and they can't
Yeah.
share it with you. You know.
Right.
So they immediately start this massive search. Like immediately, it was like because of you guys live in the mountains. It's
Yeah. It was kind of cold that night, so they were concerned about her being out there by herself.
oh yeah.
Which I understand, and I thought at the time, well, maybe somebody abducted her and took her off in the woods, you know. So yeah, go ahead, search, you know. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be like the first thing you would think is that either
Yeah.
someone took her out there or she wandered off.
yeah, I don't think she wanted it, but yeah, somebody could have been on foot too, you know. That's
Correct.
a possibility.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible at this point.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's why I want to keep the focus on Summer,
Right.
you know, and off of the rumors about you and your wife and, you know, whatever past you have in your past has nothing to do with why we're here right now,
Right.
you know, and I want you to know you have a lot of support behind you.
I appreciate everybody too.
Yeah, and I want to give you an opportunity to address everyone who's given you so much support and made you feel, you know, better.
Just thank you very much. It really helps a lot when there's so much negativity. You know, I get that kind word here and there that just, you know, that's awesome. And it really is. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
And you need that. You need to know that people are behind you.
Yeah.
Because you gotta feel pretty alone. But you have your church family, correct? Everyone in your church is backing you up and they're
Yeah.
supporting you.
Yeah, they were alive. You know, they have cameras throughout the church, but they had to cut that off. I'm going to try to encourage them just to go ahead. I think we're hopefully okay now that we can go back to live because it's important, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. So grandma, that's Candace's mother.
Right.
Does she live with y'all?
She's got a little trailer. We pulled up there for her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. About
It's like the mother-in-law suite there at the Wells.
25. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so she lives there on the property with you guys.
Yes.
And everyone wants to know why grandma hasn't spoken out.
Well, because of all the negative media stuff that's happening in this case is what she went through with her daughter when she came up missing 11 years ago.
So
And it's the same thing.
this is probably very triggering and
Yes.
for her.
Yeah, she's already lost one daughter, now she's lost her granddaughter the same exact way, except for this was in Wisconsin.
That is just, I have no words.
Right. Yeah. So this is a serious problem in our country. I mean, I guess Mexico is probably worse with this issue, but it's been happening in the United States. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the statistics that you told me you looked up are scary.
Yeah. Yeah. 15 abductions since summer's been missing, and 250 since 2020 here in the Tri-Cities area in Eastern Tennessee.
One is too many, but yeah. I mean, it is. And, you know, I just want you to know that all of us are behind you guys and Summer.
We appreciate
And
that.
Summer.
For sure.
I'm trying to think if I had another question for you.
I just wish there was a way we could pull together or convince the military or something to convince in and try to find all these kids.
I know
It's
it.
crazy.
I
It's
know it.
absolutely insane.
I talked to a lady that lives in Texas that runs like a human trafficking group where they rescue these girls.
Really?
They're they're part of like a sting, and then they get these girls and get them back and, you know, take them to the doctor and try to find their families. It's crazy. And the stories is heartbreaking.
Wow.
It doesn't even sound like something that could happen in America, but it does.
Yeah. Yeah. Crime's getting worse for sure in so many ways. And so, you know, drugs, meth, and just keeps coming across the border like nothing. But, you know, in the open borders, I don't know for sure, but when I went to Mexico, they didn't even check you going to Mexico. You know,
right?
Coming back, yeah, but going across to Mexico, they didn't check you at all. I don't even see why they'd stop anybody from going across the border. The people, they'll stop you from swimming across the Rio Grande, but you go swimming the Rio Grande to Mexico, they don't have no reason to stop you for that.
Right.
Yeah, you take a bunch of kids and swim across that river, and them kids are gone.
I know. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
It really
because
is.
our children are our innocents, you know.
Yeah. I wish the military would step in somehow. It's just, you know, I wish I had somebody to talk to about that, you know, in the higher ups or anything. And I feel like Trump might do something about it if he was in office. But,
yeah. Oh boy, that's gonna start some controversy there.
well,
We
I'm
start,
sure.
but shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, you're absolutely fine. You're absolutely fine. That's what happens when I start reading the live chat. I can't read that and talk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'll bet.
It's too much. But I wanted to ask about the boys. How I know you've got them out swimming today and trying to keep things as normal as possible. What are their ages? And
13. How old are you? What? 11, and how old's Waylon? 9.
Oh, wow.
Birthdays. So.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So how are they holding up, and what
They're
are they?
doing okay. They stop a minute and think about summer. You know, they're upset about that, but they can go a lot further, longer than I can without thinking about it. But I don't know. They seem to be doing fine, especially the youngest one.
I mean, are they? Yeah, and they didn't hear anything. So that was another question. When Candace went inside, I'm sure she went to the boys and said, "Where's Summer?" And they said she's playing downstairs. Did I'm sure the boys were interviewed by police and all that.
Yeah, they took them to specialists because you can't just interview kids. So
right.
They had to take them clear to some specialist somewhere to be interviewed. Yeah.
Right.
You have to do it a certain way. Yeah.
Right. And I just want to make note that the boys are in yours and Candace's custody at your home now.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Unless the threats continue and get worse. Yeah.
The threats? What do you mean?
There's been lots of threats of people who are going to come up here and going to beat the truth out of us and all kind of other stuff. And we've had people come up one night with flashlights, and we had to call the police. And I don't know, just stuff like that, stuff that people put on
Are
there.
what are the police doing about those type of things?
The FBI warned them on Facebook that something, I can't remember, but, all this, I don't remember. But there's one guy, he was being real threatening to me, and I said, well, I'll make sure I let the FBI know about what you're saying. I told him, if you don't stop, I'm going to the FBI. Give him that chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't heard nothing since. So
you're really, really, really fair to, considering the situation, you're being very fair. So do you feel like the authorities are, protecting you guys from that kind of stuff? Like they're I don't know how I want to word it, not protecting you, but like if you have something like that happen, do you feel like they're taking you serious?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they are.
You feel respected by them?
Yeah, they've been, the FBI and all of them has been really great, to be honest with you. There's been a couple guys of them police that probably think that I'm guilty somehow, or that have been, I don't know, I just get bad vibes from them. But they've been professional, and some of them has been really, really cool. Very cool.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, there's always bad seeds in every bunch,
Right. Absolutely.
But I mean, just for the most part, you feel like everything's going like it should be.
Yeah, they've been more than really good to us. Yes. And I've probably been unfair because I've said some bad things because I'm upset, just like everybody in the movie was upset. I've said bad things that I don't really mean.
Sure.
Just because I'm frustrated,
Understandable.
Yeah.
Don, your little girl's missing. I mean, you get a free pass to be an ass every now and then, okay?
Okay.
You really do. You really do. And I want to go back to just real quick, I'm going to let you go in just a minute because I know you're busy with your family. But I just wanted to ask about the polygraphs because we didn't talk about that yet.
Right.
So you and Candace both took polygraphs. Just one?
Yeah. Well, I hadn't slept for like 2 days. Couldn't sleep. And so when I got around to doing my polygraph, which I agreed to do, I kept falling asleep. So I couldn't. They told me go home, get some sleep. So I went home and I tried my best to get sleep.
Yeah.
So the next day I took it and passed. And then they got Candace in there, and her nerves and everything's so bad. She just couldn't do it at all. So they gave her like 4 or 5 days to come back and do her polygraph test, and she passed.
So you guys you had to come back because you weren't feeling well, you were falling asleep. Obviously they're not going to get an accurate result. So I wouldn't really call that you completed one. You really completed just. So falling asleep, who else fell asleep? Seth fell asleep during his poly. Grace Green, you are so right. Gives us good reason to not believe everything we hear. Promoting hatred to get clicks and cash. YouTube platforms have opened my eyes. I love that. Potato, drive safe. Just one, not two.
Well, I couldn't complete the one.
Right.
So I completed the second one. Yes.
So you were nodding off during it because you were
right. Yes, that's right.
So people have said that she failed one, that Candace failed one and then took a second.
No, it's just that she couldn't, she didn't fail it, she just couldn't do it. She's just so upset,
Yeah.
Some of them questions, that they ask you just brings back, the first, if you can get somewhere off your mind for just 2 seconds, which is impossible, but some questions, bring it all back and you lose it.
Yeah.
Would you hurt? Have you done something with your little girl, or what? Just questions. They have to ask. Did you hurt your little girl or whatever? But
yeah.
I don't know.
So you guys both were told that you passed them.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, no problem.
And they have, and the investigators have come back a few times, you said, to search the house.
Yes.
And took some of Summer's things. One last question for you.
Okay.
Before I let you go. Do you think that Summer would have gone off with someone willingly?
I don't always have
Oh
2
my
hours
God.
of my day to actually prepare a meal and then clean up after. Sometimes
Just being innocent, social little Summer.
I don't know now if maybe if some of our church members, some of them, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, she might go up to them and say hi because she loves them so much, but I know they would never.
Yeah, I mean, I think any child has an innocence about them, and that's why, you know, this back in the 80s when I was growing up, it was, can you help me find my puppy?
Yeah.
Because no innocent little child is going to say no.
Right.
No,
I mean,
and
that's possible. I mean, I don't know. Anything's possible. Yeah, words like that, puppy and so, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, these people that want to take children, they use all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, is it possible that Summer came back outside and no one saw? Is your house layout like?
It's possible she come out the back door, and you know, because she liked to play behind the house there. We planted some roses. Her and Summer and her mother planted some roses there and some other flowers, and she likes to just play right there, especially when it's cooler out because the sun always shines right there really good. She loved to be outside, and there's many times we'd be in the house and I'd say, "You guys left Summer outside alone. Go get her." And
Right.
Because she didn't want to be inside.
Right.
She wanted to be outside.
She just loved to be outside playing.
Yeah, and that's what kills me because if she's locked away somewhere and she can't be outside and play and all this stuff, and the fright and the trauma, just the thought of all that just kills me. It really does. You know, when I get alone, them thoughts come to me more and more.
I can imagine. I mean, well, our thoughts are all with you and the rest of your family. And, you know, if you ever want to speak out and clear anything that in the future, you know, you have an open door here, and I just want to thank you. And we are praying for Summer's safe return.
And I appreciate all them prayers, and I just hope God answers them soon, you know, in his time. But
for sure. Go enjoy those boys, Don.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Okay, all righty.
All right, bye-bye. All right. And how chilling to think, you know, enjoy those boys, and to think that they were taken shortly after this interview, actually. Let me see if I've got that one, because if you want them in order, we've got not a lot. We've just got, hold on. We've got a follow-up with Don, and that was actually when I did the interview with Ansley Daniels from WJHL, because I spoke with Don and found out that the boys were taken by CPS. Let me find that. Update right here. Let's see here.
There are many people who misunderstand what fiction is.
Okay. Here we go. Let's see what we've got here before we get to Dudley. And I have the call I'm going to play for you guys. It's about 9 minutes. So let's let some more people join before I play this 9. And feel free to analyze this, chasing. Wow, look how many people she... All right, let's roll the Don call.
Hello?
Don.
Hey.
Hey, it's Jay.
Hey.
Hey, I haven't talked to you in a little bit. I wanted to call and check in on you.
Yeah, everything's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you don't sound good.
No, me and my wife's just been going through a lot.
Are the kids okay?
They're fine. They're fine.
The rumor is that they were taken out of the home. Were they taken from you guys? Were they? Oh no.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
A couple days ago.
I'm so sorry.
Right now, with everybody attacking us and all this stuff going on, right now, they're probably better for that.
Was it for their safety? Like, from that?
No, there's more to it than that. But
is it more in the case with what's
these cops and everything?
Are you there?
Things, and everywhere we go, they take pictures of us, and it's on and on and on. It's just never ending.
Yeah, were people still coming to the house? You cut out for a second there.
Well, yeah, we had the cops come up there the other day. I wanted Candace to do another, lie test, but I told her unless it's TBI, don't do it, because they're just trying to hem you in on something.
Is this the sheriff that wants her to do it?
I don't know for sure, but
wow.
I mean, I'll cooperate fully with TBI.
Have you guys thought about getting an attorney?
Yeah, we have an attorney.
Oh, okay. What does he think she should do?
What's that?
Does he think she should do it or no? Like he should be giving you guys advice, you know?
I haven't talked to him about that. I wouldn't do it unless it's, like I told her, unless it's TBI. I'm willing to work with them. They're more of a professional. I'm not going to go with some county trying to nail us for something we ain't done.
Right.
I ain't even going to talk to them.
Right. Did she tell them that?
No, I'll tell them that at all. I mean, I'll let them know. Whatever, but it's just,
they don't want you to do one though, just her.
No, yeah, just her. You know.
Yeah, everybody's really pointing fingers at her. They really are.
Yeah, and they're all dead wrong.
And you know that Hunter's mother, Allie, and her son, these interviews, they came out there.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy came and saw you guys, didn't he? Chris or whatever? Did he come to your house? Chris McDonough?
Not that I know of. I don't know.
Dude, there's so much going on. I had to check in with you because there's so much swirling around, and I just want to get it from you.
It's just crazy. I mean, she's at the end of her ropes, you know. She ain't got a friend, hardly, except for in church. We have a few friends, and even they question stuff. That's just ridiculous.
So you feel like everybody's turning on her?
Everybody's turning on both of us.
On you, too? Because I've heard the one lady that sat down with Allie, what was her name, Missy or Misty?
Yeah.
She didn't say anything bad about you. She was going for Candace.
Yeah, and I don't see why. They don't have, the thing of it is, they're just grasping for straws, man. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what the TBI knows. They don't know anything, nothing.
Right.
The TBI don't believe she had anything to do with it. You know, why would this? I mean, like, you know, a lot of parents do this crazy stuff to their kids, but Candace is not one. She loves Summer with all her heart, and it's ripping her apart.
So, yeah, with that, I want to ask, like, people are saying that she was jealous of Summer because of your relationship with Summer.
Oh, that's all BS.
You never felt like she was jealous of her and the attention you gave her?
Would she be?
Well, I don't think she should be. I mean, that's a totally different kind of relationship.
Be jealous of her daughter's love with her dad. That's ridiculous.
Right. You would be grateful that your husband loves you.
Yeah, she was grateful.
Yeah.
She wasn't. It was the case, yeah, I love her, but she was never jealous of that. That's my daughter. What is there to be jealous of? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think it's bizarre.
They're nuts. I'll tell you that right now. They're all nuts.
Yeah. This is just crazy.
Goes on and on and on. And the only relief that we have is when we open our Bible and read a little bit about God's love, because that's the only love there is in this world. That's it.
That's why I wanted to call you today. I don't know if that's inappropriate because I know it's your Sabbath. I wasn't calling to bother you, but I was thinking about you, and I knew that.
It's okay to do good on the Sabbath.
Yeah, and I just was thinking about you, and I wanted to check in and let you know that somebody was thinking about you, and just to, see how you guys are holding up, because these interviews that I've seen.
Satan's trying to tear our world apart, and he's had a high degree of success, but we're trying not to allow him to tear us apart any more than he already has.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, I mean, they come at me and said I had somebody, either posing or said they had the inside scoop of TBI and that they knew that I sold my daughter for drugs. And I flipped out. I believed that stuff. Like an idiot. I believed it. Then I flipped out. I started drinking and everything else. That's why they took our kids.
See how he doesn't tell me the truth, right? This is when he starts lying. I mean, he could have been lying in the other one too. I'm not saying he wasn't, but now it's like, uh-oh, the walls are caving in. Your kids have been taken, but you don't want to say why. You're saying it's because, someone accused you of selling Summer and you flipped out and you couldn't keep your composure, I don't know. What do y'all make of that? And wait till you hear Dudley. Dudley's going to be like, Don came to work the day before and he looked like somebody just killed his dog. I think that's how he described it. Oh no, Don.
I'm not gonna let it happen again, though.
Yeah. I mean, I understand you're under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. Is that why you've stayed off of Facebook? Just staying away from it?
It's just so ridiculous. You can't.
Well, you stopped posting on Facebook, so the rumor swirling around was that you had left town and you were MIA. So everybody was like, is Don around? Is Don around? Yeah. Well, I'm glad you stepped away from social media. I think that was the best thing for you.
I'm trying to get Candace to do the same thing because
she's still on there.
Everything they do is just hate.
And be safe. I mean, you don't want to give anybody any ammo to twist anything at this point.
And no matter what you say, they're going to twist it around.
I know. So it's better off staying off that shit.
Yeah.
I've seen other families go through this, and it's not pretty, and it doesn't get better. It gets worse. It gets worse. I just want you to know that, not everybody is against you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it.
Can I ask you, though, there was a few, did you watch that interview with Allie?
I watched a little bit of it. It's so ridiculous.
What happened? Listen, that was.
Go press charges against Candace for giving Hunter alcohol and some tobacco. And the facts of it is he stole it out of the truck. He stole something.
Wow. Did the police even talk to her about that?
Nervous or anything.
I don't blame her. Are you able to see or talk to the boys?
Yeah, we'll work on all that.
All right. Well, I wish you the best with that. All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right. God bless. All right. Bye. All right. So that's the interview that we did after the boys were taken. Right. Oops. Hold on. Now we will get to Dudley. Oh, where'd it go? Hold on. My cat's in here scratching. There's all kinds of shit going on. Okay, let's see. I just have to search it. J is for Justice. Dudley. Summerwells. Should come up. Look at, and we had a Sandman, friend or foe. Look at this title. Is the Sandman friend or foe? That's what we just listened to, the update from July 24th. Now, this is Dudley breaks his silence on Donald Wells, raw, unedited call, and the date on this is January the 5th, 2022. So Summer went missing in June of 2021, and Dudley did a phone call with me on January 5th, 2022. So then he's kind of playing out that day when he describes the 15th. Hold on. I want to play my old intro to this case. This was my intro to all when this case was being covered, like, you know, like Sebastian's is now.
We got another special guest. Show me your face.
This is so cool.
Me!
Your voice is just smooth as butter. I just love to listen to you talk.
Hey, Dudley.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. I just want to make sure that it's loud enough for everybody. Thanks for letting me call you so late. I know it's late there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the same time zone. I'm in Florida, so.
The most powerful writing often comes from confronting taboos.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep you too long. How long do you have to chat?
Well, I could talk a little bit.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask you, like, about work. That Jamie guy that Don says he talked to, that was working across the street or something like that. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, he was over there while I was cleaning the house out.
He was what?
He was over there talking to him while I was cleaning up the house.
You're really muffled.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Sorry.
Okay. He was talking to them while I was cleaning out the house. We were finished hanging.
So that was actually on the 14th, though, right?
Correct. That's the day he fired me.
Uh-huh. So he fired you on the 14th, right? And this was Tucker out there that day, too?
Richard was, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so he spoke with Richard at the house where you guys were working, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. Okay, so then he's kind of playing out that day when he describes the 15th.
The 15th was a Tuesday?
That was the day that Summer got gone, was the 15th. But the day before, it sounds like the events that you've talked about, like, you know, besides you being fired, but Tucker being there, Don talking to all these people, he says he did that on the 15th as well.
He did that on the 14th.
Right.
That's the thing, that's the time frame that's different. When I went back, I didn't listen to this shit for a while, and then all of a sudden, one day I just sat down one weekend and I started watching all these podcast videos and stuff, and I seen where he kept talking about, you know, talking to Jamie and Richard and all that, and saying that was on the 15th, but it wasn't on the 15th, that was on the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
So, me personally, you know, I don't know for sure or not, but, you know, Monday when I went to work, it looked like he lost his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's when it happened, was on Monday. You know, it could have happened on Sunday. Like the day we were supposed to go to work and he never showed up. I worked Saturday, and that's the day my wife videoed me because she was there with me, and we were going to put it on Facebook to try to, you know, sell some work to get more jobs for myself. And, you know, people like pictures and videos, you know, so if they see what kind of work you can do, 9 times out of 10, they'll hire you.
Right.
So do that for that reason only. I always take pictures of my work and videos. So thank God I do, because nobody knows I have these. I tried to show Jesse, he wouldn't look at them. and my wife had them, and she even had the recording where Don said that because I told her to record it because I didn't trust him, and sure enough, he said he wasn't going to give me but $300.
Wow.
And he owed me $2,100, so he only gave me $300. We worked on the day I got fired. We was at 3 different jobs, so you know, it was just that's the day. That was a Monday. That's the day I think personally something happened this summer.
So why do you think that there was something up? Okay, can you guys hear me? He gets right into it. I mean, we're only 4 minutes in, and he's like, personally, I think that's the day that something happened to Summer. Was the 14th, not the 15th. Let me rewind that little part. Listen to that again.
Showed Jesse, he wouldn't look at them. And my wife had them, and she even had the recording where Don said that because I told her to record it because I didn't trust him. And sure enough, he said he wasn't going to give me but $300.
Wow.
And he owed me $2,100, so he only gave me $300. We worked on the day I got fired. We was at 3 different jobs, so you know, it was just that's the day. That was a Monday. That's the day I think personally something happened this summer.
So why do you think that there was something about you being fired that had something to do with Summer? Or no?
Yeah, I was in his way. You know, I was messing up his plan. I was trying to figure him out, and
yeah,
you know, I was getting his head, and that's where I messed up at.
So
yeah,
he had to get rid of you because you were a pain in the ass at this point.
He was having to leave to go get high, you know, just try to keep up with me, but he was really a fucking pigsty. He was a mess. You know, he was a 50-something-year-old man trapped in a 13-year-old body.
Yeah.
He would walk with a scoop of mud on his knife and slam on the brand new windows and say, "Did you see that?" And I'm like, "This dude's crazy."
Wow.
We'd have to clean that shit off, you know. But then he would turn around when I walk out the room, take a picture of it and send it to Jesse and say I did it.
What an asshole.
Yeah, because Jesse showed it to me, and I wasn't going to argue with him because he believed Don, and he didn't believe me the 2 weeks prior to this shit happening. When I begged him to give me my own house, I didn't need to work with Don. I said, let me do my own house. I said, this is just too many problems. I called Jesse up 3 times and asked him if I could whip his ass just to save my job, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, this guy ultimately messed with your livelihood.
He's a homewrecker.
Right. That's not okay.
No, it's not, because 20 years ago, I'd have probably killed him.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't, because we don't need you in trouble. But I mean, he needs to be held accountable.
He really does.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you didn't, because we don't need you in trouble. What the fuck? Oh shit.
We drove past my job site a couple days ago, made my hair stand up. I ain't seen him since the day he ripped me off.
Ooh, that was the first time you had seen him?
Yeah, kind of strange.
Yeah, yikes. So you haven't seen him like out working, or are you not in the same area anymore?
No, I've been working in the same area, I think.
Really?
Never seen him. But I seen him one day for the first time. I was on the phone with my wife when he passed by. And he was creeping. He was doing 20 mile an hour in a Ford. Normally he's doing 90.
Uh-huh.
My vehicle, he was working 5 hours down from me.
He's checking things out, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of this sits right with me. I totally agree with you. And this whole June 14th thing bothers me.
It does, because that's the day I never seen him look the way he looked, you know?
Yeah, I know that look you mean, because I saw that interview. It was like 2 days after Summer went missing, and he looked like a grieving father to me. When I saw him, I was like, oh my God, he knows she's not alive.
Yeah, that's like he knew it. So then he says that if he always knew that if something was going to happen this summer, it was going to be on her watch.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
Yeah, he said that several different people he talked to on YouTube too. He said, I always had a feeling that something was going to happen to Summer, and I told Candace to keep her eye on her.
Yep.
When you were there that day, when Summer was that video of her dancing in the rain, were you guys working or were you hanging out at the house?
No, I never hung out with him.
No. You're like, fuck no. You're
I was an hour and a half ride away from where I was. So my vehicle was messed up because I had to go pick up mud one day, and I picked up 30 boxes of mud and 10 buckets of mud, and it kind of ruined my vehicle, my drive shaft. So after that, I couldn't really drive far. He's doing 90 mile an hour to Greenville and trying to lose me. So I had to ride with him, you know. And
how far is Greenville?
Greenville's about an hour, a little over an hour.
Is that interesting too? He keeps talking about how far away Summer would be.
Yeah. Well, one thing that kind of tripped me out was, you know, there's new houses that were being built right where I did my first job with him in Rock Springs.
Mm-hmm.
We're pouring concrete footers, but then the concrete footers poured, they had the holes dug. But when I went back, the footers were already poured. They already done had houses. It made me wonder, you know what I mean? Because like I said, the guy was weird, you know. I mean, in June, he's leaving a gallon of milk outside on the front porch, and he'd drink it all day. You know, he had a microwave oven, toaster oven in the house. You know, my second day there, he's telling me he can't leave till 9 o'clock because child care service was coming to his house.
Hear that? You hear that? Don said he had to sit in the house because CPS was coming, so he didn't want to be there for whatever reason. Yep, it sure is interesting. Sure is. And how about the concrete talk? That came up with Chris Proudfoot as well. Someone asked him about concrete. Someone was asking Julia about her dog sniffing through concrete. And here we have Dudley talking about footers being poured, holes being dug for footers, for new builds.
It made me wonder, you know what I mean? Because like I said, the guy was weird, you know. I mean, in June, he's leaving a gallon of milk outside on the front porch, and he'd drink it all day. You know, he had a microwave oven, toaster oven in the house. You know, my second day there, he's telling me he can't leave till 9 o'clock because child care service was coming to his house, and he can't be there.
Wow.
Whoa, this is my second day here. I'm freaking out.
Right. And yeah, like why does he, I don't even understand why the owner of the Tucker would even want this man working for him.
Yeah, especially since he robbed them and, you know, stole all his shit, but they think he's a Christian guy and he don't do drugs, but that dude has a car every day.
Yeah, I mean, how dare this guy make you look like a thief and a shitty worker and lazy, and then try to pin something to do with his missing daughter. And let me tell you, hello, everyone just joining. We are listening to Don Wells' ex-coworker, talk about his relationship with Don. And I want to say, what's scrolling at the bottom of your screen? I can only see half of it. Just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of information from my channel. And I want to say happy birthday to Jax. Miss Nightbot has just entered the room. Let's pause and give her a quick happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Go, shorty. It's your birthday.
Oh, and Rue gave you a real time. Rue, rah, rah, rah. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. I'll tell you, it came to me just as we were talking. When I talked to him on July 3rd, I did an interview live with him. And he was, for the first time, brought up this yellow car. And he said that law enforcement said they saw a yellow car speed away, but it was going too fast and they didn't want to turn around because they were on the way to, the report of Summer being missing. And then later on another interview, I heard him say, oh, yeah, this Dudley's got a yellow car. He's sketchy as hell, blah, 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 blah. So he was implicating you to me back on July 3rd.
The future of anxiety and depression treatment is very exciting in psychiatry right now. I'd like to say that
Law enforcement never mentioned a yellow car. He was the only one, and that was the first time he mentioned it.
Yeah, no, he's trying to put that off on me, but like I said, he's a pathological liar. So what they do is they try to make someone look like, them, because they don't want to point themselves out.
Yes.
So that's what it is. He's deliberately lied to me multiple times, and half the time I couldn't tell if he was serious or playing. And then sometimes he would just snap off his rig and start screaming at me in front of contractors and shit, making me look good, when really I didn't do nothing to make it look good.
Right.
So he was my partner. I wasn't his employee. We were partners. So.
Yeah, he made it sound like you were this little schmuck that he hired that was on drugs and did a shit job.
Well.
And it's not true. And I'm glad that you spoke out for yourself.
Yeah, I had to, because like I said, my wife gets on Facebook and posts pictures of us and makes comments about her husband, and then people want to send stupid shit back to her, and it was just horrible. I just got tired of seeing my wife like that. She didn't deserve it.
No, and neither do you. I mean, you strictly were just trying to make a living.
That's all I was trying to do, and it was a good job I had there, and he just kicked me out because he was threatened by me, because I remodeled houses for 14 years for myself in Louisiana after Katrina hit. So I already had experience in doing the whole house, floors, doors, trims, whatever, cabinets, drywall. So he only knows how to finish drywall. That's it.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't have a whole lot of skills.
He goes in there, puts one coat on, and it looks like shit. I go in there, put one coat on there, it looks like I put two coats on there to his one. So
right.
He was very threatened by that.
You were outshining him
all day long, 9 to 10. So he had to get high and still couldn't keep up with me. I smoked weed. That's all I did. And he never once mentioned the times that we smoked weed together.
Of course not.
I was a meth head. I've never done meth with this dude in my life.
Insanity.
I just don't get it. I'm like, I'm so sick of people saying I'm on meth. And I'm 205 pounds.
You looked pretty healthy to me in the pictures I saw.
I got all my teeth, I don't have teeth and shit.
Right. You're not going on Dr. Phil to get a new grill.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not damn sure, running around like him, a damn junkie.
I hear you.
It's the way he shaved with kids' heads because they have lights.
Ugh. Did you meet the kids then? When you were over there, did you meet Summer?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh.
He used to try to get Summer to beat me up.
Oh, that's so sad.
Sick, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think people forget this is real, for you. This is
a walkboard that's almost 2 stories in the air over stairs. She could have, fallen and stuff.
Did you go
on a job site and they'd start fighting and shit? It was sick.
So he would bring the kids to the job?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
He was going to do a house a month before I started with them. That's what he told me. And when I got with them, we were averaging anywhere. The first week we did 2. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to do something good. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
With 2 months.
So
You know what I mean?
So
His
you did.
volume went up tremendously.
You what? I'm sorry. What was the last part you said?
His volume of work went up tremendously.
Yeah.
You know, but he really had it made because, like I said, I counted one day. I put on 5 buckets of mud to his 1 bucket, and I was a little pissed, but I didn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm. Because you were new.
So I left it at that. But that's why he was threatened.
Yeah. Well, I see that.
Finding that out because then he would lose his job.
Right. Now he had someone who could report on what he's doing and not doing.
Yeah, that's the thing. I knew too much. I was too involved in him, and he had to get me away because he couldn't get away with the shit he was trying to get away with.
Yeah. What a POS. I'm so sorry he did that to you.
Yeah, me too.
You know, he just doesn't stop, hurting people. These two.
Really, what he does, he's a compulsive liar, and he will damn destroy anybody that's in his way. Because he can fib and he can make it look like he's a good guy, but really, he's as shady as they come.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're not originally from that area, right?
No, I'm from Louisiana, 36 years of my life.
And your wife, is she from there or no?
She's from Tennessee.
She is from there. Okay. So that's why you guys live there. Because that's what I've heard. Like, you don't live there unless you know somebody or, you're lost.
Yeah, we live in Virginia.
Oh, you're in Virginia. Okay. So how far away from their house are you?
45 minutes.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I know all those state lines are right there. So.
Yeah.
Do you know the concrete companies that would have worked? No.
I did. This guy Chris I talked to in investigations, he made me think of something when he said if I ever he asked me a question. It was the way
from where, TBI or from Hawkins? Just one of the investigators.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was one of the investigations. But he asked me a question like, do I know where Don put Summer or would have buried Summer? And I was like, are you fucking serious? I said, no, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Would have told. I said, that's nothing I would know. I said, but now that you make me think of it, I said, they had these footers for foundations that were dug up that needed to be concreted. If I would have guessed, I would probably pick some area like that.
Right.
So I suppose we went and checked it out. I don't know.
Hopefully they did. Now that was like an investigator, like law enforcement or a private investigator.
They tied in with law enforcement.
Okay.
They had TBI and everything.
Oh, okay. Because there's another Chris that was a YouTuber. He's ex-law enforcement. He went out there.
No, he's not a YouTuber.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But, he made me think, you know what I mean? And I thought, a sick fuck like that, there's, you go out there, he works there till 9 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We go to work Sunday. What did he do Sunday? I showed up Monday, and there he is on the tub with his head down, looking like he just lost the best part of his life.
That's the part right there. He said on Monday. Now, Summer was reported missing on Tuesday at like 6 p.m.-ish, 6:30. And he says on Monday, Don was just sitting there on the edge of the tub with his head down. Like he just lost the best part of his life. What do you guys think of that?
He's a child molester. He was molesting. Candace was cheating on him with a 13-year-old. You know what I mean? And I heard that she was molesting her son. So,
you heard that?
Yeah.
Oh.
She ran out the house telling me that
have I ever told you I hate fucking kids? I said, damn, you got 4 of them.
Right. Yeah, I did hear that. And I believe your wife, by the way.
Gee, well, no, we have nothing to lie about.
Yeah,
You know,
you don't. You have nothing to gain by lying about these shit bags.
Away from that shit. I got cleared by TBI, FBI, Hawkins County. They had me on camera. They had my whereabouts on everywhere I went. When I got a phone call at 1:30 in the morning from my dad, and he's asking me, am I in some kind of trouble? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, the state police are at my house. They're looking in my house. He said, they're looking for you. He said, Don Wells sent them here. And I said, damn, he just fired me. Yes, I said, this motherfucker's trying to get out of paying me, Dad.
Wow.
And they never told my dad why they were there. They didn't tell him that they were looking for Summer. They just said Don Wells sent them there. Don Wells knew where I lived at. He didn't have to send them to my dad's house. Okay, I'm a junior. My dad's a senior. He lives in Churchill, Tennessee, which is 20 minutes from Don. And I'm a junior, and he knows where I live. So he sent them to my dad's house deliberately, and my dad didn't know that Summer was missing. He just knew, he thought that I was in trouble for something. I told him Don was trying to get out on me on my money. Well, the next morning, my dad gave me this detective's number to call, and that's when I found out about Summer, and my jaw hit the floor. I was like, this son bitch trying to set me up.
Wow, that's really scary.
It was very scary. I mean, I was on probation.
Yeah, you guys better be safe. I mean, this guy sounds like a loose friend. Okay, so you hear that? They went to his dad's. Don specifically said there was a yellow vehicle he saw taking off away from his house. Then he gave them Dudley's name. They went to Dudley's father's house. And then from there went to Dudley. But Dudley thought this was all about this money fight. Frickin' cannon.
Yes, he is a very, very loose cannon.
And the scary thing is, like you said, he can be like so up and down. Like I've seen him be so damn polite and apologetic to people.
It's schizophrenic. He's crazy. I'm telling this dude, wow. He's the fakest dude I ever met in my life.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much for giving your account on this. I hope that we can talk further. I know you're not feeling the greatest.
You know what I never heard?
What?
Don Wells told me about, but just one thing that stuck out to me. He has Grandis, whatever,
Grandis, yeah.
Her name's Candace.
Yep.
I know Grandis and Candace, that's called that. But she had a boyfriend named Jose that was locked in jail. At Encore. Okay. He gets out on a Friday. And Don is tripping. Pissed off.
You're kind of muffled again, Dudley. I'm sorry.
Don was with him.
A little bit better, yeah.
I don't know why it's muffled. Anyway, he was complaining about meth and Jose being out of prison and fighting with Mr. Candace's mom's boyfriend.
Oh.
And I never once heard his name. Well, this 3 days after the kid's missing and Grandis leaves, Jose's gone. And the kid's up missing. So there's a big old mess here going on. Basically what I think happened and what I gathered, I think Don had Jose's stuff and did his stuff. And when he got out, he owed him a lot of money. He couldn't pay it. And God knows what happened. He was fighting. Ain't no telling what happened. That happened on a Saturday. That's Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday before Summer went missing?
Yes.
You want to know how to take a better shower? Stop using soap. If you want to use a deodorant for your underarms and you...
Yep. And I never once heard nobody mention Jose.
So Jose was in jail? Is that what you said?
He was released from prison or jail, whatever he was at.
Why was he in jail? Because wasn't he there last October?
I don't know why he was in jail. I think it was over drugs or something, or I'm not sure, but they were living there in that camper next to Don. And when he got out, he went back there and they were fighting. Don told me they were fighting, and he said he was doing meth and this and that. And so he just got out and he's doing meth. But I don't know. It sounds to me like, Jose went to jail. He left a stash behind and Don did his shit and he got mad.
Oh my God.
We didn't have his money or his shit. So.
Wow.
I don't know, but it sure got real quiet. Like I said, he told me too much that he had to fire me. So,
yeah. God. Yeah, because, where's Jose?
Yeah, I never heard his name. Nobody mentioned his name one time. And they're talking about a red truck that I've never seen before in my life.
That's so weird. So he was there in October. And that was when Don got arrested for the domestic because he got into a fight with Jose.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why he got arrested in October. And then Candace filed a PPO on him and later dropped it. And then she got the Subaru in December as a consolation prize.
Yeah, and they took that back 5 months behind.
They what?
They took their car back because they were 5 months behind on payments.
The car was taken?
That's what I heard.
Really? Or did they impound it? Because Don...
No, they took it because they were 5 months behind on payment.
No shit.
But they said, yeah, but he drove that car. The day he fired me, he drove that car. I said, what you doing in your wife's car? You ain't never drove that to work before. He wouldn't answer me.
Yeah, because why would you... And he keeps talking about how Tucker made fun of him for putting all his drywall stuff in that new car.
Yeah, because he never drove it. Everybody made fun of him up there. Like, what the fuck are you driving up there for? You ruined your car.
Can I ask you, do you know anything about the red Toyota Tacoma that is on the flyers that they're...
Heard of it before. I don't even know why that's there. It's Don making it for that.
You don't know why it's there?
No, I've never seen it before.
You really?
Don's making that shit up.
You think that came from Don?
Yeah, he's making it up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a film. He's making all these but he got people looking at the road. But really, they need to just look right there.
They really need to what?
Look right there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's right there.
Exactly.
But it's right there. The truth is right there on my hood. They the only ones that know what happened.
Yeah, this is some crazy info you've got. Wow. I'm really glad that you called though. But so the red truck, you haven't, I mean, what do people there around there in that area, do they even talk about this? Do they even know about Summer?
Oh, they got, yeah. The apartment I live in is right there on the wall when I walk in the door. There's a picture of Summer.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Oh, good.
He from UK is talking about it. I'm like, Jesus, Lord. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don has a lot to hide.
Don what?
Don has a lot to hide.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Don has a lot of secrets. Did you ever go in that basement?
Nope.
No.
Never been in his house.
You didn't go inside?
Never went.
Did you see the videos on YouTube of the guy that went inside with them?
Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris. That's not the guy you talked to at the investigation, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I just saw some people in chat were saying maybe it was him because he came out there and did all those interviews. Yeah, but what did you think of the step situation, like going down to the basement when you saw that?
Look at the outside of the house. It looked like a crackhead's house.
Right? But very dangerous, right? That's what I keep thinking.
That walkboard, that was his steps to get in the house with that walkboard.
Yeah. She could have gotten hurt in so many places.
First time I ever brought my wife there, they're running out Summer first, then the 3 boys, and all of them got drawers on, no shirts, and shirts. And I looked and I said, baby, that's the little girl. She looks like a little boy.
Yeah.
And when they put the pictures up of her missing, it wasn't until I talked to TBI and I told him, I said, y'all better change that picture up there because I didn't know what that little girl looks like. She looks like a little boy and about 10 pounds lighter with a shaved head. And I'll be damned, the next day they had the right picture up.
That always bothered me that they used that picture. Like, who gave them that?
Yeah, like they did. Like, why would they do that? If you wanted to find your daughter, nobody will ever see that kid in Walmart.
Right.
That wouldn't look like. She looked.
Hear that? It's not even what she looked like. Does that sound familiar? We got Seth giving baby pictures. The fuck?
Nothing like that.
Right. I agree. I thought the same thing. And they used that as the official TBI poster.
Yes, but she was shaved headed. She was about 10 pounds lighter.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos, wondering why you can't find the motivation to do the things you need or want to do.
So that was kind of rude. You know what else was really disturbing to me? You want to hear some funny shit?
Sure.
This is a guy right here that's missing his kid. Okay, I get fired on a Monday. His daughter comes up missing on a Tuesday. You know, Wednesday he told Jesse he was going to skim a house out.
On Wednesday, he said he was what?
Going to work.
Going to work the next day.
The next day. He was going to skim a house out. I said, Jesse, is that not weird? I said, there's something funny about that. I don't think I could work if my kid was missing.
Did he actually go?
Yeah, he did. I couldn't believe it. That's what Jesse told me. I never seen him, but
that
Jesse
is
told me.
weird.
But that's scary, dude. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah, that definitely isn't right.
No, and little details like that some people don't know about, but I tried to talk to Jesse and Richard about it because I was my bosses.
Yeah.
Once they shut me out and took his side over mine and didn't believe me, I just gave up. I felt distraught at that point. I felt like all my hard work was for nothing.
Right, like they sided with Don.
Yeah, that was it. They knew him longer. Jesse didn't like me because I smoked wacky tobacco.
Oh, well.
I guess you like meth heads and crack coke.
Yeah, and I feel like, they're going to be put on blast, too, for not doing the right thing. There's already people that are contacting Tucker about that.
It took 2 weeks to move me away from him. And they didn't. They set me up to fail. And I did.
Yeah,
but
that's not right.
It's okay because I'm better now. It took long enough to get there, but I have a better job and I make more money.
Well, I'm glad that it turned out like that for you. Is Don still working for Tucker now? Do you know?
Yep.
He's still employed by Tucker. Wow.
Crazy.
And Jesse is who, like a foreman or something?
Jesse's a spoil rotten kid that his daddy gave the business to, and he's ruining the business by letting trash do the work and not taking quality.
Oh, Jesse's Tucker's son?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's... I gotcha. So he's taking over for Daddy and making some of the calls then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. That's why I said fuck them. They can put me in whatever category they want.
Yeah, not a good look for a business owner there.
No, the truth will come out though anyway.
Yeah, it will for sure. It will for sure. Well, hey Dudley, I'm gonna let you go, and if you don't mind, if I text you, and then maybe we can set up something and chat with you and your wife if your wife wants to talk. And yeah, I mean, I totally believe you guys, and I just Oh, there's a couple questions that came through in chat, and I saw it more than once. Okay, so it says if Don was going to hide a body on a job site, could he hide one in the wall? Would you smell it though?
I mean, I don't know. That's a little sick to me.
Yeah, I know. That is kind of a morbid. I'm sorry. I asked him a very morbid question, didn't I? He's like, that's a little sick for me. Why did I ask him that? That was stupid. That was rookie Jay. That's your bedtime story, Dudley.
I mean, you can, put it in a psychopaths. They can do anything they want.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. I think anything.
Can I ask?
It could be in damn. What's that other town we was in?
Jonesboro or?
No, called shit, huh? Chucky. Thank you, baby.
What is it?
That's the big place.
This connection's awful. I
That
can't hear you. You're really muffled. Can you say that again? Sorry.
Chucky.
Chucky?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's a county.
It's a county?
Yeah, in Tennessee.
Oh, that's where you guys were doing work?
Chucky, Bulls Gap, Greenville.
I've heard Don say Greenville several times.
Yeah, I mean, he can be there from his house in 30 to 40 minutes.
Interesting.
Yes. So, yeah, anything's possible with that.
I think anything's possible with these people. I mean, Candace's missing sister. Weird.
Personally, I don't know. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I hear you. You probably know more than you ever wanted to as it is, right?
Mm-hmm. I really do.
Yeah, I know. And I feel for you, man.
I drove my wife nuts for 2 months talking about this stupid motherfucker.
Oh.
And I drove her nuts. I got to the point where I thought maybe I was lying. And then once all this shit came out, it was like, you see what I was trying to tell you?
Right.
I'm crazy.
It all comes together,
It's sick. She's a sick individual. And she ain't that nice. Candace is a handful. Every time I went over there, he was high as a kite. It didn't matter if it was morning or night. And Don always would go days staying up all day. Well, damn, you must be on meth if you're doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something's not right.
No, I mean, who fucking leaves a gallon of milk outside in the summertime and drinks it all day?
That is disgusting. He is a scum.
He put TV dinners in his fucking microwave oven, toast it for 5 hours and eat them. I'm like, come on. Is that thing done or is it done?
Did he say why he was hiding from CPS? Like,
he didn't actually tell me that after I thought about it. I think it's because he has Utah plate, on his truck. So he can't live at the house with his wife getting benefits, food stamps, Medicare, funding from the government. Because Don.
Okay, so he explains why he thought Don was hiding from CPS, and he says because he thinks they're getting benefits from the government, food stamps, Medicaid, etc.
I can't be there. You have to be single, mom, divorce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's what that was about.
Yeah, they're pulling some kind of shady scams.
Yeah, they're pulling the benefits because he made good money. Just because he did one house a month, that's his fault.
Right.
That's his mess. And he's fucking drink and doing everything else.
Right. He had the opportunity to make a really good living.
He did. I mean, he's been doing it for damn 40-something years.
Yeah.
And I've only done it for 15 years.
Well, if you look at Donwell's mugshots, you can see he's deteriorated pretty quick. Drugs.
Yeah, well, he deserves everything he gets.
I agree. Justice for Summer.
For the sake of Summer.
Yeah.
If I knew that I was working with a child pedophile, I'd have probably killed him myself.
Right. And, these people that live in these neighborhoods he's working in, wouldn't they like to know that? I mean, what a good point. We know that Don Wells is a P. His biological son is a registered P. And you just hear her Dudley. If I would have known, I would have done him in myself. If I had known that. Child predator is working in there. I mean, how irresponsible of Richard Tucker to know this and continue to employ Don Wells. It's wrong. Yeah, well, I think Tucker's going to be held responsible for that. So
that's good. He needs to. He's got the money.
Absolutely, he does. And his son, too, Can't just ignore that kind of shit these days.
They didn't give a fuck that I didn't get paid. I got screwed out of my money.
Yeah.
I said, I took the money to one. I said, okay, so you didn't pay your maintenance, but you didn't pay me enough first to pay me.
Yeah, it's messed up. Well, listen, get some rest and rest up so we can talk again and feel better soon. I hope it's nothing serious.
I've just been dealing with a cold. It's just my ears are stopped up.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
So.
No, it was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you, and thank your wife for letting me steal an hour of your time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, Dudley. Take care. Stay safe there.
You too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, that is my call with Dudley, and then the rest of this video obviously is my commentary afterwards, and if you want to listen to that, I think the mods have been putting the link in the chat. If not, I'll give you the link to this direct video if you want to go poke around it. It's interesting to go back. It definitely is. I'm glad that you guys were interested enough to stick around today. 350 of you here for Summer Wells. Thank you so much for being here. If you could hit that like button on your way out. And if you want to join me tonight, we are playing Chris Watts. We played Chris Watts' Polly last night, which was 4 hours long because Chris Watts gave so much information. I've cleaned up the audio on both videos. So tonight at 9 p.m., we're premiering the after he fails the polygraph, the interview or interrogation that happens after that. And the audio is cleaned up. I heard a lot of things last night before I fell asleep that I never heard before. Just cleaning up the audio, listening to it again, just like we listened to this again. I caught a few things that I never caught before. And it's interesting. And Don, if you happen to listen, I would love to speak to you again. But I don't know really what to revisit with him, other than the sadness of, the loss of the kids and where they're at now. And I don't know if they can even talk about any deal they made, but yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking around and, hearing me out as usual, hearing me out with your tinfoil caps. Put those in the bins on the way out the door. Myron, let's roll our credits. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you tonight. And if not, over there on Every Day with Jay tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I've got a packed show for you. All right, Myron, I'm ready when you are. Bye. 1 or 2, Jens? So much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further?
Bring it all in.
And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click. It's real easy, man.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be, you wanna be, you wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You're mad at me for not giving you comfort. You say that I'm away so much, and now you don't feel the way you felt when we were younger. But that's okay for me, 'cause I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and